back and I'll have her again. It's all like, I like fights.
None of us are pretty fond of it.
You wait till it's a nicey one in January and you go,
yeah, you're lucky you were here now.
I'm glad we've come out.
Yeah, it's a good time to be fair. Who did we have down last in the winter? Who was that?
Just a further note to supporters, if you wish to travel to Hartlepool on the Supporters Club coach this Saturday, please make yourself known in the club shop for the end night's fixture.
I was on 6 in the National League Cup, I've done 6 in the row.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
How did you guys do last year in this competition?
Got to the semis.
How did you? Did you sorry?
Leeds beat them.
Yeah, Leeds won as well last year.
Yeah, no, we had a good cup run. We won away games 2-1, didn't we?
Won every single one.
So, yeah.
This is bringing a lot of money for you guys.
Yeah,
It's £8 a win, I think.
So for us.
Do you get paid to enter the league as well, or is it just delegation?
I think there's a little fee to enter, and then it's £8 for the group stages last year, and then it's 16 for the quarter, and 32 if you won the semi. Two wins was about a week's worth of wages done.
It's great for all lads just to like come around to play like different.
Play against men.
Yeah, play against men and then obviously watch the self for home for them, isn't it?
We noticed that when we chatted to a lot of sort of your guys and stuff that were up here from different clubs, and they all said the same thing. It's just that getting a bit exposed.
It has its merits. The problem is it was always going to get off on a bad foot because people see it as it's taking over from the FA Cup replays.
Yeah.
Whereas if that was still a thing and this was a thing, then I think people would be alright with it.
Stop playing them stupid post-season games.
Yeah.
Probably
Did you boys go anywhere?
Nah. 21
Did a lot of these boys go with the first team?
To be fair, the lads that came with the first team, we kept them back. The first team for tomorrow.
I certainly count about this cup, so I might use a couple.
So who's your you've got ones that are sort of hoping to be in that first team or close or
to be fair, close to them, before. It's quite controversially heavy, and obviously the new manager can watch this in his way to be fair. We've got 2 15-year-olds on the bench now, probably like the scrub group of 15-year-olds, probably not the first team on there. They've got like first year, second years, and
yeah, no, it's been fun, isn't it, really?
yeah, so it's great. Things like Jerry was all the best guys.
Yeah,
Cheers,
thanks,
mate.
mate.
Just give me a shout.
Thank you, buddy.
Such an upgrade from Saturday.
Yeah, this is not the best group.
Where'd you want to go? I'll go right.
Is your missus watching again, Mike?
It'll probably be on because Corey and the boys are watching it, so they're not here tonight.
Pound a kid, though, mate. They'd have been here, wouldn't you? Pound a kid, they'd have been here. You got 2 for extra kids in it tonight. You know, for a pound or even something. You had to spend fucking.
Yeah, we always say that. At our place. I want to do PL2 games and that's it. It's like, you can't sleep for free for kids. After all that.
they'd have all spent 10, 15 quid in the ice cream van and the burger van and all that.
Like the National League shouldn't just be like a kids for a quid. It should just be something that they
Blanket,
introduce. Adults charge what they want, kids for a quid as just a blanket.
Kids to the age of 12 or something like that.
Do you know what I mean?
There was a team in Scotland I saw a couple of years back. They were giving out free season tickets to anyone between 14 and 18. And so then they looked at that, but about 3 years later, they had an 18 to 24 season ticket and that sold better than anything had ever sold before. Because they've got the kids in, they've got them loving it, and then they paid when they hit adulthood, they all bought season tickets. Full time. So what, I train out 4 days a week, I think. It was 3 last season, I think. It's gone up to 4. Don't train Wednesdays. Very good result. According to the table, you've won the best team in the National League tonight. You know. I was quite worried coming into the season. I know it's only 1 game, but some of the players that why we signed them, they're not picking up. I would say all the best players on the pitch, so shows I don't know a lot. But if we stay up, that's our limit at the moment.
The comms desk is right next to the meeting and check the half-time and stuff. So
Anything above 18th, I'd say, is an incredible season. If we finish 20th and survive on the final day, we're taking it. We survived on the final day last season, I say that. We needed about 12 goals to go against us and we won.
it's tough to compete with the teams that drop out of football league.
There's been a few games where they've had a bigger away base than there is we had Southend on New Year's Day, didn't we? And the ground was 50-50. And they packed it out. And then we went to them and
I'm going to
we're not competing against that. We finished third in this league going back, 10 years now?
Good evening everyone, this is Liam Wingrove here, and once again the Rare Breed Meatco Stadium is the venue for the opening match week of this season's National League Cup. It's time for Braintree Town versus Leicester City's under-21s. Well, Braintree had the dream start to the season in an emphatic 3-0 win here against Halifax Town on Saturday, and are dreaming of a National League Cup final appearance after semi-final defeat to Sutton United last season. For visitors, Leicester City's under-21s a strong finish in the Premier League 2 last season and an opportunity for a cup run for this young and exciting squad. And I'm not completely on my own up here in the gantry. Once again, Michael Minton, who featured a lot of time on commentary for Braintree's brilliant National League Cup run last season, is joining me. Michael, I know you love this competition. Just tell me what it actually means to you, because it is quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, welcome everyone. Lovely evening here in North Essex. Unbelievable last year for the club, for the fans, and the chance of winning a trophy I don't think anyone will turn down. So hopefully they will be hoping for another cup run this season. It will be really interesting to see all these young guns firing for the visitors, Leicester today, and others coming up in the future. So really exciting times, a lovely evening here, the pitch is looking good, and we are hoping for a fast start and a brilliant game to watch.
And with that now, the players out on the pitch, we can now inform you of the starting lineups for both teams, and we're going to start with hosts Braintree Town. In goal, Mason Terry starts in goal once again after saving a penalty on his debut on Saturday. Frankie Terry starts in an unchanged backline alongside captain George Langston, Tommy Smith and Aidan Francis Clark. But there are 2 changes in midfield. Goran Babic starts for the first time in the National League for Braintree. Alan Judge makes a return in the midfield. He's supported in the attacking midfield field position by Shea Cooper. Elliot Thorpe assisted Lewis Walker's goal in the first game of the season. Those two start, and it's a start also for Saeed Kamara.
Number 1, Mason
And we can now inform you of Leicester City's under-21 starting lineup. Starting goal for Jake Donoghue. We're expecting a back four of Misad Ali, Reece Keller, Kevin Gray and Ryan Donnelly. A midfield of Toby Onanei, Tommy Neal, and on the wide aspect we've got Alfie Fiskin and Ololua Mbalaji, and up front Logan Briggs and Chris Popov. And as the players are just doing their final preparations, George Langston in the middle of the pitch waiting to do the captain's toss to side, who's having kick-off here this evening. As Michael mentioned, a beautiful sunny evening in North Essex this evening, and we're hoping for a really exciting start to what was a really exciting competition last season, especially for those who support Braintree Town. They were so close to the National League Cup final. In fact, a penalty shootout away, Michael, which I know you were in the gantry for that evening. Just talk to me about how you felt after that game and how much actually this competition does mean to a team like Braintree.
I think the fans were incredibly proud. Unfortunately, an old foe, Jack Sims in goal for Sutton, was the hero for them that night, the old Braintree number 1, who's doing great things in the National League. But for the Braintree fans here tonight, it's great to get experience in the legs. It's great to showcase what the National League is all about, and to show the standard that these players here tonight, the Leicester under-21s, are going to have to step up to if they want to get something out of tonight's game.
And absolutely, of course, it's worth mentioning the experience level and experience that the Leicester City under-21 players are getting. You know, it's a big opportunity for these players to play against established professionals, in most cases men with a lot of experience. Of course, Tommy Smith, he has over 460 professional appearances. Some of these lads for Leicester are 18 years old. It is a massive opportunity for them to get some experience, to get minutes in the legs. It's going to be exciting for everybody involved, and it's number 9 Chris Popov who's going to get us started here for Leicester City's under-21s in that wonderful pink kit that they're wearing this evening. And we are just starting now here at the Rare Breed Meatco Stadium, and the ball is launched forward immediately by Kevin Gray, the captain tonight for Leicester City's under-21s, and it's seen off by Braintree's captain for tonight, George Langston. It's an unchanged back line, Michael. Expected?
Yeah, I don't think there would have been many changes there. They haven't spent a lot of time together. Brilliant on Saturday, so I think the more they play together, the better understanding they get is only going to be better in the long run. So I didn't see much changes tonight unless there was any niggling injuries carrying over from Saturday.
And Mason Terry launches the ball up. He made a penalty save on his debut for the club on Saturday. However, it wasn't the most convincing performance from the goalkeeper. A few nervy moments, but he distributes the ball well there in this moment. And Lewis Walker challenging Kevin Gray in there, and it's just bouncing around at the moment. And Walker does well, and it's now out wide towards Elliot Thorpe, who provided a brilliant cross for Walker, and he's going to look to do the same here as the ball goes in towards Shea Cooper, and it's nearly in immediately. And well, Steve Pitt said after Halifax Town that he brought Elliot Thorpe to the club to provide those early crosses, to provide danger for Braintree Town. Michael, that was nearly an instant impact once again.
Massive, massive chance. Braintree should be 1-0 up. A brilliant cross from Elliot Thorpe. The slightest of touches, I'm sure, would have been a goal, but unfortunately not. But a wake-up call for this Leicester under-21 side. A fast start for Braintree, which they'll be really happy with.
And Popov looks to control the ball, and he's being challenged by Babbage well, and Judge now picks up the ball and finds Walker again. Babbage is in support, but Walker is tripped before he can make any advancement. He looks immediately out to Thorpe, who has his hand up in the air. He wants the ball out on that channel again to see if he can provide, but Judge will just slow proceedings down here, and George Langston will walk up the pitch alongside Tommy Smith to provide some aerial threat that Braintree are known for and cause so many problems in the National League. But it's Shea Cooper now on the ball, back to Judge, and the ball will be put into the box and cleared away. Frankie Terry now on the ball, and Thorpe will receive this ball. Look to turn. Was he fouled? No. But the ball will go into the box anyway. Towards Smith. Cooper now has the ball on this near side. Cooper. Kamara. Cooper, well interchanged towards Kamara again. Can he deliver for the iron? Kamara crosses the ball straight at the defender, and Leicester come forward now. Cooper challenging in. And there's a good run by Logan Briggs, and he wins the free kick for Leicester City.
Yeah, really smart there. Gets his team up the pitch, wins a foul. Experienced play there from the youngster. Got his body in the way, brought the foul. They're going to need a little bit of that ingenuity tonight to win them free kicks like this, especially when they're going to be under some pressure tonight from Braintree.
And they'll look to play out the back here, Leicester, just to get used to the pitch, play the way that they want to play. Keller on the ball. And they're looking to just try and play through this Braintree midfield, and Halifax really struggled to do that on Saturday. Didn't have any sort of connection at all, but Leicester are looking to come forward. On an A, he couldn't control the ball, and now Judge looked to spread the ball out wide towards Kamara, letting his teammate know that was his intention. And we're just talking about the experience, Michael. Someone like Alan Judge, so experienced on the football pitch, always looks like Mr. Composure in the middle of the field. What type of asset does he bring to Steve Pitt's side?
I think someone that can keep hold of the ball under pressure is going to be key. I just see how this attack plays out. Brilliant dribbling into the box here. Great cross all the way across the box there. Some brilliant wing play there from Fiskin. And the ball has gone out on the near side, just down to us. It's a Braintree throw. Some brilliant wing play there from the Leicester winger. Yeah, going back to Alan Judge, experience is key. When the team's under pressure, his ability to keep the ball and get his team out, win free kicks, and just find a pass, find a teammate, can be invaluable sometimes.
As Lewis Walker wins his header, and Kevin Gray didn't want to take any chances of playing out the back there, and just places the ball off for a Braintree throw, which will be taken by Aidan Francis Clark in these deeper positions as Braintree advance up onto the pitch and want to provide some more threats in an attacking position from throw-ins. They will tend to look towards George Langston, who spread the ball out wide towards Thorpe, but it was well cut out by Donnelly, and Leicester look to try and get forward but breaks down in the end. And Frankie Terry will take this throw-in for Braintree. Babbage back to Terry, who just launches the ball up towards Walker.
Yeah, you do feel they'll miss that presence up front that John Akinde does provide in them moments there. So maybe a slightly different game plan and change up of the tactics from Steve Pitt here tonight. But Walker, brilliant debut for him, 2 goals, and I'm sure he's going to be boosted and full of confidence going into tonight's game.
Lewis Walker just trying to put some pressure on Gray, and there is a bit of pressure now. And will it fall to a Braintree Town player? No, it's ball spinning, but it will be collected by Donoghue in the Leicester goal. And now out to Keller. Just interchanging positions. Briggs in a really deep position. We're expecting him to start maybe alongside Popov tonight. Looks to be moving back into that position now, but coming really deep to receive the ball. Maybe something they're looking to expose in the Braintree team. Maybe a lack of cover on this left channel. Kamara, we know, is a really attacking, exciting winger that Braintree have just signed, but maybe not someone they're expecting to be as a defensive option. Someone who's going to support massively in the defensive positions. Aidan Francis Clark has a test here now against Ali. Francis Clark good in these 1v1 situations, but Ali holds the ball up well, finds a teammate, finds Briggs in fact, who's shown quick feet early stages in this match, but Judge holds him off. Kamara is fouled in the end by Briggs. Big shout by Langston. In fact, some complaints that a word needs to be had towards Logan Briggs in here. It was a firm challenge on young Saheed Kamara, who was exciting when he came on off the bench on Saturday, wasn't he, Michael?
He was, yeah. Fans at any club like a player who is direct, pacey, wants to try and beat their man and tries to do something explosive and unexpected, and he's definitely got that in his locker. This is a perfect game for him tonight. Winning the foul there. Briggs just a little bit overzealous trying to win the ball back, but I'm sure Leicester won't mind that.
And Walker might have a 100% win rate in the header so far. Such an aerial threat. We saw that from his goal 2 minutes into the game for Braintree. The fastest, or the first goal in the National League scored this season was by the number 9 for Braintree tonight. So he'll be hoping to get another goal. And we were wondering on Saturday how Braintree were going to play, considering they'd lost Kyrell Lisby, who had all the goals, or most of the goals. He was their top goal scorer for the Iron last season. How could Braintree possibly replicate someone like that? Well, it looks like they've strengthened emphatically. In fact, Steve Pitt said post Halifax that bring me Lewis Walker and this team will score goals, Michael, and he certainly did that on Saturday. Yeah,
brilliant start for him, but everyone, especially in that forward line, they were electric, and I think it really helped that there was more than one option. They weren't just looking for one person all the time to get them the goals. There was so much attacking options down either wing, spreading the ball, hold up play, interchanging, so I think that's going to be key for them this season, and some of them will be kept fresh by having a little rest tonight as well.
And it's really interesting here now as two fullbacks play the ball to each other. Francis Clark's going to intercept that pass. Was just about to say, it's really interesting to see, even at under 21s level, how these fullbacks are inverting into the midfield and being so high up in the pitch. They're almost midfielders in themselves, as Kamara looks to get past his man here. He's done well, Kamara. Has he won a corner? No, it's a goal kick. And that's what myself and Michael were just referring to. Saheed Kamara, who excited Braintree Town fans massively in pre-season to the point at which they signed him for this season, brings that pace, energy down on this right-hand side, wants to beat his man. He's not got an easy job against Ali tonight, but it's a good opportunity for both players, but especially Kamara, to just showcase what he's about. As Langston's going to be in a battle here with Briggs, and does well again, Langston. He just blocks off the number, well, it's not, it's Chris Popov, in fact. And Popov will certainly have a test tonight. Smith and Langston were absolutely outstanding on Saturday. Halifax weren't exactly showing promise in the attacking phases, but whatever they had to offer, the Braintree Town defence said simply no. As Thorpe is challenged and he's not been fouled, and now Leicester have the ball back with Onanay.
Yeah, really hustling high up the pitch here. Leicester don't want Braintree to get out. No foul given there either. Some consistency there by the referee, which you don't mind, as Thorpe is just breaking away down the left. Logan Briggs again in close attendance, gets nutmegged there into Che Cooper, back to Thorpe, brilliant 1-2, and a lovely effort there from Braintree. Not quite the execution in the end, but the football in the lead up to it was really good, really smart, really sharp football there from Braintree.
And this is what we like, that we saw on Saturday, didn't we, Michael? That the fact that Braintree look like they're interchanging. It looks like they have a connection with everybody that's involved in the front line. We saw it with Hubbard and Akinde, who aren't even featuring tonight, but the actual way of playing is quite consistent. Thorpe there interchanging with Cooper really nicely, but now is there an opportunity for Leicester to come forward here? Have they got a chance? They've had first opportunity for Leicester, saved by Mason Terry, but there's another opportunity. Fiskin with the shot and forces a big moment from Mason Terry in the Braintree Town goal.
Fantastic pass there from the number 6, Tommy Neal. Defence splitting pass, caught Frankie Terry out. That range of passing, that vision is brilliant, and he's the one that's on the ball now, just dropping into the pockets of space that Che Cooper's not quite picking up yet, and he's allowing him to make the passes. Really good break out there, great vision, and it's something they're going to need to be very wary of, because Leicester do have a lot of pace, especially down the wings of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. By the looks of it, Frankie Terry, okay, might have been caught off guard for a second, but Fiskin was absolutely on the money with his speed there. Was blitzing through that back line, had a shot on goal, and Terry, fair play to him, was up to the task. And it's something we did not see on Saturday for Braintree, that exposing in the back line, but a bit of insecurity in these early stages for the hosts, and they look to come forward now with Kamara, but Ali holds him up, but Kamara's going to look to use the quick feet, but he's got 2 men on him. Has Francis Clark, but Kamara goes forward again and Ali makes the tackle. Will he be able to get out of this difficult situation? He will, cleared by Neil. Popov does well, and on an A he finds Gray.
Yeah,
I
think Popov's given Langston more of a game in this opening 10 minutes than he had in the whole of Saturday against Halifax. It's going to be a very, very good battle between them two, both physical. It might be something to keep an eye on as this game progresses.
Well, Chris Popov was loaned out to Barrow last season. He didn't score a goal for Barrow, so he'll be looking to try and produce something for Leicester's under-21s this evening and in their season. And we've seen actually, and this is what we love about this National League Cup, the opportunity to see the new exciting talent coming through English football, and a lot of the players from the under-21 sides, the Premier League 2 sides should I say, go on to make first team appearances, many of them of which Leicester City's under-21s, they had appearances for the first team in pre-season. They come forward here again, and this is now going to be opportunity. Would it be the first goal of the match? Saved by Mason Terry again. Logan Briggs with the shot. Clear cut chance for Briggs, cuts in, sends the defender the wrong way, and Terry makes a save again. And he's had a lot to do in the first moments of this game, but once again up to the task, Michael.
Yeah, really, really good. A little bit shaky as we discussed on Saturday. No nerves tonight. 2 brilliant saves to keep his team in it. The number 6 just going over here, Tommy Neal looking for the corner, but brilliant play. Logan Briggs again is looking really sharp, just picking up pockets of space behind Popov, and they're not quite getting their distances right at the moment, Braintree. As the cross comes in, defensive clearance from Walker, and Braintree will pick up a free kick there. There's the experience that we are talking about from Alan Judge, under pressure, and manages to win his team a free kick and ease that pressure for them.
Yep. Good from Judge in the end. It was Fiskin who made the challenge, just a little bit late, and it will be a Braintree free kick and an opportunity for them to calm things down, because it's been a little bit nervy in the early stages, and Langston will look to go long. Like we mentioned before, the presence of Akinde is not there this evening, but Lewis Walker certainly has enough about him to cause some problems for that Leicester backline. But they will be hoping for a better start. Steve Pitt will be hoping for a better start. Like we mentioned, this tournament served so well for the Iron last season. They do not want to take this opportunity in the wrong way. They want to use it to the best of their capabilities. As Langston, as we mentioned, in this attacking throwing position, launches the ball so long, it's going to be dangerous, but it's well, comfortably collected by Donoghue in the net, which is impressive in the sense there was pressure on him, and now rolled out to Ali. Pressure by Aidan Francis Clark.
Yeah, really good from Donoghue. Just takes pressure off his team, builds up that trust. They know they can come, and the goalie's going to come and help them in times where they need it, and that can be invaluable sometimes to have a goalie that wants to be able to help out in critical moments.
And great feat from Thorpe, who wins the free kick in the end. Such an exciting winger option that Braintree have to utilise this season. Loves an early cross, loves to cut back in on that right foot, so dangerous when he does, as Lewis Walker wins his header. Kamara will hope to do the same, but it's going to fall to Walker. Cannot find a teammate, and cleared off by Gray. And Aidan Francis Clark will take this throw in. And just speaking of Aidan Francis Clark, had a decent game on the opening weekend of the National League, but he did give away a penalty, so a bit concerning moments in the sense of that. So experienced, so good in pre-season for the Iron, as he, well, it's a prime moment of commentator's curse as he rolls the ball off for a Leicester throw.
Yeah, he was brilliant on Saturday. Apart from the penalty at the end, he was very close to being one of my man of the matches behind Walker, but that's, again, commentator's curse. If I'd given him man of the match, and then he would have given away a penalty at the end there.
Briggs now finds a teammate, and it's going to go out wide to Fiskin again. So dangerous in his early stages. Fiskin off for a goal kick. He's causing problems, Michael.
Yeah, really direct. He has one thing on his mind when he gets the ball, and that's, can I beat my man? Can I go forward? It doesn't matter that he's up against a really experienced quality defender in Frankie Terry. He is having a go at him. He is making him known that he is there. Been very lively, very dangerous, and to be fair, between Briggs and Fiskin, they're working really, really well and causing Braintree back for a lot of problems at the moment.
And Mason Terry will take the goal kick. And Braintree tend to go long in these moments, as they do. Try to hit Walker, but it's a difficult task, shall I say, for Walker against Gray. And Cooper looked to spread the ball out towards Thorpe, but it's mishit. Donahue has no problem with that. And will they look to play out here? Leicester just inviting the pressure and picks up the ball in the end. The ball's now on the floor and it will go out to Keller. Ali inverts infield, but Keller launches the ball up and Langston has pressure on him by Popov. And Francis Clark with a strong challenge on Balaji, who end up winning the free kick in the end. Strong play from the left winger, who is he one of the only players in the front four we haven't seen so far, Michael, but good strength there. Yeah, not much from him at the moment, but just a few glimpses there. Wanted to beat his man up against an experienced defender there in Langston, but wins a free kick, which is number 6, Tommy Neal, and we've seen his range of passing, so I'm not surprised that he is on set pieces for them tonight. But yeah, it'd be nice to see a little bit more of Balaji here tonight in his opening 15-16 minutes. And perfect test for him against Aidan Francis Clark, who is really a really tough one-on-one defender, so strong in those moments. As Neil will take this free kick towards the back post, is it going to find Fiskin? No. In the end, it seems that these two have a connection. We're seeing early doors, Neil and Fiskin maybe looking for that back post channel anyway, but it was the number 7 who operated that position. But nothing to get for the Leicester City under-21s in that moment. It's interesting to see that the Braintree goalie is going long from these goal kicks, and obviously not as much height with John Akinde not in the team, but just looking to get his team up the pitch. Leicester have made it hard for Braintree to get out, so I'm not surprised by that tactic at the moment. And Gray just mistimes that header, and Judge will win his now, and Cooper will, well, it's just up in the air consistently, 3 or 4 headers. Cooper tries to control the ball, cannot in the end, challenge well, and Leicester come forward again. Brilliant feat by Briggs. Fiskin makes the run, but he can't find him in the end. Judge looking for, well, presumably Elliot Thorpe misplaces that pass, and Briggs really exciting. It's a nice bright start from Leicester, isn't it? I mean, we're seeing some really exciting young talent on the field tonight against experienced professionals, and they are not showing any fear at all, are they, Michael? No, I think they're looking to get on the ball and actually try and beat a man. They're happy to take responsibility, as Aidan Francis Clark here. Great defending there from Keller to block it out. Alan Judge picks it up. But yeah, they're just looking to... They look like they're having fun. They look like they're enjoying themselves. They look like they've been given a lot of freedom by their manager. They're playing some lovely football. Not giving the ball away a huge amount tonight, but when they have, it's when they've taken a bit of a risk to try and split the Braintree backline open. So I'm sure their managers and their coaching staff won't mind them losing the ball in them moments. And Judge looked to spread the ball out towards Kamara, and I think we could actually hear him sigh when he placed that. We knew he overhit that one, and it will go off for a Leicester throw. But yeah, a really exciting start from Leicester City tonight, as Keller brings the ball forward, and it's an easy passage of play for Neil to walk into. Shows quick feet again, and he's driving through the Braintree town, and he's going to play through Popov. Is this now going to be the first goal of the match? Popov well challenged by Terry. Brilliant defending in the end by the on-loan man. And is there going to be a yellow card that comes out here for Neil? Yes, for kicking the ball away. Soft yellow card to give away after some brilliant play from the young man, and he looked to find Chris Popov in behind. Brilliant challenge in the end by Frankie Terry on loan from Colchester United, but look at how easy it is there for Leicester to drive through the midfield. Yeah, again, obviously much changed centre midfield there from the weekend.
especially with the likes of Vennings and Miranda in there, who keep the ball very well, but also have got a lot of bite and a lot of snap in their tackles coming from Miranda. But yeah, far too easy to break through the Braintree midfield there. Some good forward play from Popoff, unlucky to get his shot off. But again, looking really dangerous going forward, Leicester.
Just wondering whether that, as Michael mentioned, switch up in midfield is causing a little bit of problems for Braintree. And we'll be interested to see how much Steve Pitt really values this competition when he makes the changes, as Babic is fouled there by Omar Balaji and finds Smith. Because what we saw on Saturday from Braintree was such a strong midfield partnership of Vennings and Miranda, as Kamara looks to size up Ali and showcase that quick feet again. Here's Saeed Kamara. Can he deliver into the box? It's going to be nodded down by Cooper. Can't find Babic in the end. It's going to be cleared. Is Fiskin going to pick it up? Popoff is challenging. Judge finds Cooper. Thorpe now on the ball. Can he deliver that quick cross again towards the back post? Kamara, will he win the header? Will. Nothing in the end for Braintree. Just showcasing that threat that Thorpe showcases on that left-hand side with the quick delivery. Someone they need to use as much this evening if they want something from this game. Fiskin looked to just roll Frankie Terry there and ends up winning a free kick. Terry's not happy. Smith is even more unhappy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you can understand why a little bit. That ball was well out of play. It was the slightest of touches, and he's given a free kick for it. Fiskin was never given a chance there to get the ball, and he almost gave up on it himself. So not the greatest of officiating there, but overall Braintree have just got to be maybe a little bit smarter there too, especially when they've already won the throw-in, as we say.
And it's a case of, you've seen the Braintree Town players react to a few decisions by the referee. Don't want them to be losing their heads, because it seems to be this Leicester team has calmed down a lot more in the opening stages of this game. And for a side that's featuring a lot of, well, 18-year-olds, really young players, inexperienced players, it should be the Braintree Town players using those type of tricks, as that's going to be a high foot by Onane on Babic. Judge will take.
Yeah, just looking for some options here. He's jesting that he wants to get his team up the pitch and maybe fire a few more bodies into the box here, and then goes short to Thorpe out on the left, and we know how dangerous his crossing can be. But back to Judge. Under pressure here, Frankie Terry. He looks forward again for Thorpe, bobbling ball there. That could well be a high foot in return, and Leicester's chance for a free kick here, about halfway in the Leicester half, with around 25 minutes of play here. So looks like they're just having a drinks break here on what has been a warm evening and a warm day in North Essex today. So just over halfway through the half, and a drinks break. How do you think, Liam, this opening 20-25 minutes has gone? Who do you think will be the happier now?
Well, I think obviously it's going to have to be Leicester, the visitors, which is quite surprising after what we were expecting to see. Of course, this Leicester team featuring a lot of young, exciting talent, but coming up against Braintree, an experienced side with a lot of experienced players, you would think that they would have that, well, mental upper hand, technical upper hand, but it's not been shown so far. Leicester City players showing a little bit of fearlessness, a little bit of excitement, something that is great to watch, and their coach will certainly be happy. They've caused a lot of problems to the Braintree Town back line, and especially the midfield. I mean, the midfield has been a real struggle for Braintree in the early stages of this game. We are wondering to see later in the game whether Steve Pitt makes any substitutions in that midfield to plug the holes that Leicester City are currently exposing. But of course, it's a dangerous game to play, because Braintree, especially in that midfield area, Vennings had massive problems with injury last season, and they will want to utilise him as much as they can in the National League. You can't afford to lose a player of Vennings' value in a cup competition this early. We're in the group stage. Remember, we're operating in Group B of the National League Cup, and if you lose a player, especially in your midfield this early in the season, that squad becomes a lot thinner going into the National League. and it becomes difficult. So
yeah, there are some options on the bench for Braintree tonight with Fletcher Hubbard, who was really, really good for his debut on Saturday. Freddie Hockey, who I believe it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to you. Obviously we've got Pinnerton on the bench. John Akinde, who I'm surprised if he'll feature tonight with his injuries, especially at the end of last season. And then, as we've spoken about, Vennings and Miranda with a Moreda defensive option. So options on the bench for Steve Peart, but I'm sure he'll want to give them first teamers, especially their midfielders, a little bit of a break where he can.
yeah, it's going to be needed, as Langston was just drawn a little bit short there from the pass and had to launch it long, and it's off for a Leicester throw. Ali, with the ball in his hand, looks forward towards Popov again, who's challenging with Francis Clark, but was challenging with Langston. And it's good. Ball in the end now towards Chris Popov. Popov, can he deliver into the box? He can. Breaks away now to Donnelly. And it was on an A in the box unmarked, if he could just get a touch on his body. He played a good pass in here now to Donnelly. Was he fouled? No. Smith has the ball. Just composed back to Mason Terry, who launches the ball forward. Babbage flicked the ball on now, and Walker, who we haven't seen much of except from challenging for aerial battles. We want to see him on the ball more. In a Braintree perspective, they want to get something from this game. Just struggling at the moment. As Omar Balaji looks to find Fiskin, and it's a perfect ball. Good touch from the winger, crossing towards Popov, off the bar. And it was a beautiful, beautiful move from the Leicester City under-21s at the Rare Breed Meatco Stadium. Fantastic ball by Omar Balaji out to Fiskin, delivers with promise. Chris Popov, free header onto the crossbar. Exciting football from the visitors, but they can't quite put the ball in the back of the net, Michael.
No, couldn't have done much better. Outstanding football from back to front, left to right. Tore Braintree apart, some brilliant work. Fiskin's been a real danger down the right hand side. He's got a great first touch and he's always looking to beat his man and deliver. Popov read that, really should be putting Leicester 1-0 up here, but a great chance. He might not get too many more clear-cut chances like that tonight, so Braintree lucky to get away with one there.
Shea Cooper looks to find Kamara, who's got behind Ali. Again, looks to try and create an opportunity. Has Francis Clark there, but he shows, or tries to show quick feet. Ali does well again. Such an exciting battle. Langston wins his header. Will Walker get in front of his man? No. Francis Clark wins his header though. Langston looks to control the ball. To Walker. Look to find Kamara. Dispossessed again. On the nay, looks to turn, but he's dispossessed. Shea Cooper! What about that? What about that from Shea Cooper? Braintree, they haven't had a chance most of the game, and well, the ball falls to Shea Cooper's foot, and he scored a beautiful few goals in the National League Cup last season, and he's done it again. What a strike from the number 11.
Unbelievable goal there from Shea Cooper. Couldn't have struck it much more sweeter. We had a perfect view and it was like an arrow. Donahue, no chance of getting near that. The one time Leicester have been caught in their own half there, in their own third, and they get punished severely. Unlucky from Leicester. They definitely don't deserve to be 1-0 down, especially with the goal chances they've had it with Popov only moments ago. But outstanding from Braintree. Just a bit of experience there that they've shown. Inexperience giving the ball away under pressure, but I'm sure Leicester won't change their tactics. They've been really good up to that moment, and one bit of quality, an outstanding finish is not going to happen to them all the time.
And there's now belief now in this Braintree team that they can go and do something. The referee's going to have a decision to have here. It was Gray who made the challenge on Walker, and all of a sudden Braintree believe now that they can go and find a second goal. Walker does well again in a physical aspect, and it's going to be testing times, but good experience for this young Leicester under-21 side, because this is what happens against established professionals. When they get their tails up, they really go for it now, and this is a good position for, well, we have two options here. Judge, we know, has great capabilities on the set pieces. Free kick, he nearly scored an unbelievable free kick away at Southend in the National League last season. But does this free kick suit a left footer of Kamara? It will be judged to take the free kick, saved in the end and cleared away. Donnelly will try and find Fiskin on that right hand side for Leicester, but Smith launches the ball up. Thorpe controls well. Terry supports. Here is Frankie Terry, challenged brilliantly by Donnelly. And well, we were hoping, we had some excitement from Leicester, we wanted some excitement from Braintree in terms of the overall excitement of the whole game, and we're getting that now. This is spicing up to be quite brilliant.
Yeah, really good save there from Donahue. Smart save down to his right hand side. Alan Judge just looking to catch the young goalie out, but the goalie was switched on there as Alan Judge looks to deliver here. Movement inside the box, free header and out. More up than out though. Braintree are going to look to keep it in there with Francis Clark. Babic hooks it back in there, hopefully. Smith underneath it. Good defending. The goalie comes out. And it is cleared up in the end there by Donahue. I think Kevin Gray done a good job there, the captain, just shielding the experienced Tommy Smith, and the goalie came and helped him there. So some good defending in the end. Kevin Gray has had a good start to this game. It's as a free kick given away there by Babic. Yeah, Kevin Gray and Keller have done a really, really good job there.
Just waiting to see who the yellow card's going to. It's actually going to go to Elliot Thorpe, probably for dissent. Babic probably is lucky to get away with a yellow card himself, but Thorpe might have just spoken himself into the book there and has. And on an A on the floor, hoping it's not a problem in terms of injury and more a problem that maybe his boot is a bit loose after that challenge from Babic. But it's good to see that Leicester haven't completely, well, in the sense of the head hasn't dropped in a massive way since conceding that goal. They were so exciting before that wonder strike by Shea Cooper, who will be knocking on the door for a starting position, but it's not going to be easy because Fletcher Hubbard was electric, as Michael mentioned earlier, against Halifax. Looks so exciting, connecting well with, well, actually connecting the entire front four completely in that attacking midfield position. But Cooper has brilliant experience. It's such a great asset for Steve Cooper to have in a competition like this, to utilise a great squad player. But I know and I'm sure that Shea Cooper will be thinking within himself, I should be starting for this Braintree Town team, as on an A goes out wide to Fiskin. Will it fall to Donnelly here? But Frankie Terry looked to clear the ball, and Donnelly is challenging Thorpe. Good pressure from the number 2, and he's won the ball, and it's cleared by Smith. Header won by Babic. Walker has the ball. Can he clear out now? It's overhit. Judge won't make that. And Leicester just looking to come forward.
Yeah, I don't think Leicester need to change their game plan here. They've actually been really, really good.
It's just Kamara. Kamara's running forward now. Looks to find Thorpe. Can he deliver that cross that he's looking for? Terry. Babic is there again. 2 players on him, and he's lost the ball. And now can Leicester come forward? They're going to break through this midfield again with Onane. Popov's making a run, but it's good strong running from the number 8. Onane. Is he going to be challenged by Langston? No. Briggs has the ball. Neil, will he go and find Fiskin again? He will. Cuts in again. Babic wins the challenge and wins the free kick. And it was good, strong, experienced defending from Braintree in the end. But Babic losing the ball in the early stages of the game, just a little bit maybe of lacking of match fitness. Couldn't feature in the opener against Halifax due to injury. Not to suggest he's still struggling with anything, but that lack of minutes does have an effect on players, especially when you're playing an intense game in midfield, Michael.
Yeah, but he's doing well. The minutes in the tank will come. It's going to take him a while, especially with people like Venins and Miranda in front of him in the pecking order. So these minutes are going to be vital. His performance is going to be key for them tonight. Just some inexperience from Fisker there. He was fouled around 30 seconds earlier in the move, and I think he took that out there on Babic there. It's Braintree take the free kick here. as we go forward. A brilliant header from Walker, then Thorpe into Kamara, 2 in the box. If we can find the cut across, it's unlucky. Neil clears the lines in the end. Braintree, 2 unmarked players in the box. If Kamara could have found them, couldn't quite do it. Great challenge in there as Walker just settles the ball down, just keeps the ball here. The experienced Tommy Smith giving it away though. Just needs to keep the ball a little bit better here, Braintree, as Leicester have been doing, and then give it away. Commentators curse again there.
Well, that makes 2 of us now, doesn't it, Michael? We're probably stop anticipating things at this stage as Babbage looks to find Cooper in the space again. Couldn't quite produce the moment he produced earlier when he put the Iron in the lead with a brilliant strike, and Frankie Terry just steps on the ball and rolls it out for a Leicester throw, which will be taken by Donnelly. And Donnelly and Fiskin on that right hand side have been quite exciting for Leicester. We'll be intrigued to see them on our near side when we change over for half time. And there's a bit of battling Popov, showcasing what he's all about in terms of a physical striker, as Kamara finds Walker. Gray challenging.
Yeah, they're having a real tussle, them two, similar to Popov and Langston. It's Gray and Walker up top, so really key battles. The defence in general are coming out on top at the moment, as Leicester just look to press, but Braintree keeping the ball really well here, have managed to just break through the Leicester press.
But this is the funny thing about football, Michael, isn't it, that even though Braintree have actually looked the most vulnerable in the defensive aspect, that it's Leicester who are 1-0 down. And we know it was a brilliant strike by Cooper that made that scoreline possible, but in the sense of Braintree's defence, they have been a little bit exposed, especially on the wide areas, maybe not so much in the areas which we would expect with the brilliance that Langston and Smith possesses. Francis Clark looks to come forward, challenged by Ali, but it's not clear. Will it find Shea Cooper? No. Here's Walker looking to turn and shoot. He does shoot, blocked in the end. And Popov looking to cause some problems, and Smith just headers the ball back, and it's going to roll in the end quite comfortably for Terry.
Yeah, he's working really hard up there, Popov, up against 2 experienced defenders who have got hundreds and hundreds of games, professional games between them. So he's up for a tough night tonight, but he seems up for the challenge, which is good to see from the youngster.
Yeah, he looks impressive. I mean, a lot of these players, I think even the Braintree fans will be saying, wow, these kids have got something about them, because they've really showcased some quality tonight, as Walker looks to showcase his quality as he does to try and find Thorpe, who we know has got so much skill, but that ball is not going to go off, and Donnelly is wiped out in the end by Thorpe, but it's not given as a free kick, and in the end it's going to go off for a throw. Not much options for the fullback. Onene ends up placing the ball up, and now miscontrolled by Omar Balaji, but it finds Ali. And Keller has Briggs in the wide position. Omar Balaji just swapping with Briggs, and in the more central, and Popov was the target there, but doesn't find the number 9. And for the first time, Braintree don't go long out from the goalkeeper, and Judge will now replicate the pass, and it's a great touch by Walker, and here's Shea Cooper. Can he find Thorpe? He can. Would have liked to have played it in a more forward position, but the ball is good by Thorpe. Will it find a Braintree player? Babbage! Blocked in the end.
He didn't half catch that, Babbage there. Braintree still on the attack. Shea Cooper, brilliant strike, and a good save in the end. Didn't manage to catch it first time, Donahue, but managed to clear up the bounce in the end. But really good from Braintree there, firing off some shots, looking dangerous and causing a few more problems to this Leicester backline, who have been relatively untroubled in the opening 25 minutes, but since the water break, Braintree have definitely come on and have been the better side as we are approaching the half-time interval.
I'm really intrigued to see where that ball would have ended up if it wasn't blocked from Babbage. It was a serious strike, and Shea Cooper looked to try and get a second of the evening and make up an incredible goal catalogue if that strike had gone in, as Babic, with a bit more confidence now on the ball, finds Francis Clark and Judge from that deep playmaker position. Can't find Shea Cooper, but Kamara will pick up the ball and he's got Omobolaji challenging him. Finds Judge again. Francis Clark. Kamara makes a run down the line but isn't found. Judge once again. Langston. Smith. It's Thorpe dropping back into almost the fullback position. Frankie Terry is so high up on that left-hand side. He's just going to swap back now as Judge has the ball. Francis Clark. Kamara. Can he find a player? He can. Judge has a pop-off behind him, and brilliant play from Judge as we come to expect. Just checks his shoulder, sees Chris Popov and buys the foul as Langston looks to find Thorpe, but Donnelly does well in the end, and Thorpe will take this free kick. Just going to see how they take the free kick or the throw on quickly. They do. Frankie Terry, ball into the box towards Kamara. Keller does well, and Briggs has the ball now for Leicester. Looks to drive forward. Big challenge from Judge. The challenges are flying in from the experienced man. Just goes up to help Briggs. The referee didn't see it as a foul. Looks a clean challenge from up here, but it definitely had some ferocity.
Yeah, I'm sure the ground is quite hard down there in this summer sun, so it might have been the landing more than the tackle there. Probably a little bit of pain there, but he'll be up and moving about against the man who's probably double his age, the two number 10s there, Alan Judge and Briggs. So a very good battle in there between youth and experience, which is great to see really, and hopefully Briggs will come out of this and has learnt a lot from it.
Good header from Frankie Terry, and he gets the ball back again, finds Walker. Thorpe, not much options in front of him. He might have to beat some players on his own here, but he's just crowded out in a combination of Fiskin and Donnelly for Leicester. And it's been an exciting first half here at the Rare Breed Meatco Stadium. Exciting for both teams. Leicester come up the blocks firing. So exciting, electric from these young players. Created some great opportunities, but they find themselves 1-0 down for a Shea Cooper thunderbolt is the only way to describe it, as he flicks the ball forward now towards Walker. Gray does well again. Neil misses his header and Judge flicks the ball out to Kamara.
Yeah, been really impressed by Gray at the back. He's up against a good operator in Walker, and he's done really, really well. He's got really tight to his man, been really physical, really aggressive, and has stopped that link up from Lewis Walker. Just as the fourth official there holds up the board for 3 additional minutes here at the Rare Breed Meat Stadium to finish off this half, with Braintree still winning the game 1-0. Alan Judge putting in a tackle to the delight of his captain, and Braintree just looking to finish the half on a high here.
3 minutes of this exciting first half, the opening match week of the National League Cup. Who doesn't love a good cup competition? Always brings exciting aspects of football. Kamara now challenged by Omobolaji, and he turns well. Good strength from Saeed Kamara. Just turns back on his man but finds Francis Clark, and that is a foul by Ali. And one last, well, maybe that's a bit harsh to say one last chance for any of the teams in this first half. We've still got a few minutes left here to play, but a good opportunity to finish the half on a high for Braintree. Alan Judge over to take the free kick, who has so much quality. Had an effort earlier from a free kick, in an opportunity for him to shoot in that sense, maybe not so much in this sense. Judge puts the ball towards the back post. Langston's challenging, doesn't win his header, but it falls to Francis Clark, who wins his header. And Thorpe now in the wide position. Can he deliver the ball into the back post? Walker! Good save by Donahue. And the first big opportunity for Lewis Walker at the back post. But it was a good save by Donahue, and now Leicester look to come forward with Onane He's forced backwards.
Yeah, how important could that save be going into the second half? Keeps Leicester in it. 1-0 down at half time is one thing. 2-0 down though is an uphill battle here as Leicester just try to break away. The referee happy to let play go on for both sides there. A brilliant pass through. Aidan Francis Clark shuts that door. Unlucky though from Briggs. Again, looking to just try and break this back four open of Braintree. As Kamara breaks down this right hand side, 1-1 against Ali. Looks to scrap his man and wins that corner. Back to front really quickly there. Leicester not changing their game plan at all, which is great to see. Although they're 1-0 down, they have played some really good football and have probably been the better side this half. So hopefully they'll be looking to come out and just replicate that, but add their names to the sheet of goals for the second half.
Yeah, there was good strong midfield by Onanay. A good strong midfield play as he just burst through the midfield. He's done that a few times this first half, but in the end it ends up as a Braintree corner with Judge to take the corner towards Smith at the back post. Smith headers, Cooper, is it in? No, so close, flicks away in the end, and a corner is given again for Judge to deliver. Cooper inches away from grabbing his second of the evening, and it was so dangerous. Smith winning a header. He done that against Halifax, which got Lewis Walker his second goal on Saturday. Can Judge replicate what he just done moments ago? Judge to deliver, headed away strongly. Kamara, well, look to find Judge again, but the referee says that's enough for the first half, which has been really, really exciting. We hope, of course, for always entertainment in any game of football, and in the opening match week of the National League Cup it really hasn't disappointed. Leicester are on top, but Braintree go into half-time in the lead. It's Braintree Town 1, Leicester City's under-21s 0.
I didn't feel the full commitment. I wanted this place rocking. I've done some back to it. Maybe I was caught in the I'll give you that too. I'll give you that. There's some penalties going on down here.
thinks a little bit.
Hashtag for this too. Hashtag is hashtag
What an idiot.
I don't use it. Oh, it's
Jose scored again.
yeah,
Do you know Jose? We did well. Ace of Brass was can't score anything, did it?
yeah, just a little hell mic chat to structure of glasses face, isn't it? You got that footage you can send me?
Yeah.
Getting you back in every week, mate.
Maybe I don't really want to know how you got it, bro.
Right, you've got to get into the Barrett.
It was decent, but I think I was caught in the moment.
Wasn't he saying before the game that Brian Barrett is a perfect game to shout for a volley just outside the box?
And one of the lovely and something that just roll off the tongue.
When was the keeper?
That's a great shot, wasn't it? I was still, you were quite casual on that one. You're like, oh, how about that?
Just be notified, ladies and gentlemen, there's a fixture here on Thursday evening, which is the 14th of August, when the Braintree under-18s entertain Stansted under-18s in a pre-season friendly at 7:45. That's Thursday, the 14th of August, Braintree under-18s versus Stansted under-18s in a pre-season friendly, kick-off 7:45. Obviously, the next scheduled fixture for the first team at the Rare Breed Meat Stadium is Saturday the 23rd of August, when we entertain Yeovil in the Enterprise National League at 3 p.m.
The scoreline's not big one, mate.
Yeah, they've got a game plan and it's sent midfield to pick and play.
Then I think it's
He knows when to go. But he's just so slight, he's so quick and agile deliveries. Pop-up's really good. I know he hasn't had much change, but actually he's looked at, he's a decent looking shot, he's a good service.
You said something that maybe like chat actually now from the night. I can't remember what it was.
Good shot, feeling.
Are you laughing? You gave Freddie Ogby and happy birthday message? Happy birthday.
Is he on the bench?
Yeah.
Happy birthday if you're listening, mate.
Who's on your bench?
I believe it's his birthday, you know. Happy birthday, mate. This is the commentator's curse. Francis Clark, smooth operator on the ball. Probably contender for goal of the season, right? Shaky, Braintree's goal of the season.
Well, he's been feeling that he probably deserves to start. And then last season, he's done a good job towards the end of the season.
Very strong.
Yeah, he ain't got it.
And the midfield from the other team got better.
Truth is, I thought it mattered. I thought that music mattered. But does it matter? Not compared to how people matter.
imagine the City of Rotherham, we've got to come out City and we do a little bit of running afterwards.
So yeah, half an hour.
Where'd you come back from? How much left for you on this one? Sorry? Imagine you're doing a bit from Beck's brain, aren't you? That makes it better. This is over there. That's where I went to Paris. So if you go, if you put a look at the top 5 guys, number 1, and then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. I took a little picture of you and sent that to me. I'm chatting about without you, mate.
Can you prefer how much is it a group chat? And it's an group chat.
In my opinion, it's all sorted in that group for August and September. And then if you target and then put it in there, if you're still doing it, then it's
on the 17th, I know the next one where it's sometimes going with the 17th.
all still it is.
Again, because when put on the list there, you put them automatically as Braintree playing on Wednesday. Which, as we see tonight, you put the date for the 13th, which is a Wednesday. It's actually,
So if it's the Tuesday, you can do it. If it's the Wednesday,
if it's a Tuesday, you can do it. If it is actually Wednesday.
That's me and you.
Just a reminder, Supporters Club are taking names for Saturday's fixture. Holding ball for the Supporters Club coach. If you're interested, please make yourself known in the club shop at half time or at the end of today's fixture.
8 days straight contract, so I think we're going to have a break from Braintree just to save our voice. Just to clear our throat. This thing that we've got 8 days of coaching and we've got to do the final. And when I see some mates, it's like, by the time I get to the final, I just think, well, I think it actually starts, if you have a good game here, you can go, the voice can start to break a little bit as you get to the 85th minutes. 8 days of this. So just for the subs, just right now. I'm thinking actually maybe, especially for the left, we know that Braintree. Simply, I think right on this patch because it becomes too messy. So we'll just go like pop off.
National League Cup was used.
Yeah, like pop off number off. Actually, I'll just go off. So I think if you start doing crosses out, it gets messy. Like I had it on Saturday. I looked at my page, and it's not your. It's like literally, I was like, I looked down for a second. That's a lot of X's.
Big game, Danny. Rugby a bit.
they're walking back out of bench.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Rare Breed Meat Coast Stadium here in Braintree, as we welcome back the players of Braintree Town and the Leicester City under-21 side. What a fantastic first half of football we had the opportunity to watch in that first half, and we're hoping for the same again in the second half. Joined again by Michael, who has got some updates on what is going on in the National League Cup this evening. Michael, far away.
Hi, yeah, just some half-time results for you at the moment. Aldershot against Brighton 0-0. We've got Boreham Wood and Nottingham Forest under-21s 0-0 as well. Boston United against Leeds United Academy, the winners of the National League Cup last year. They are also 0-0. Obviously, we know Braintree are 1-0 up here at the half-time interval. Scunthorpe are leading the Sunderland under-21s 2-1. Solihull Moors are beating Everton under-21s at the moment 1-0. Fulham Academy, they are beating Sutton United, last year's finalists 1-0. Wealdstone 2-1 up against Wolves in the same group as Braintree, and 18 to 20 minutes played so far. Brackley Town are 1-0 up against Blackburn Rovers. They are a 7:45 kick-off, and the rest of them, as you'll probably guess, are a 7 o'clock kick-off. Also at the weekend, Boston United, they had a 2-1 League Cup win against Middlesbrough under-21s, as they did not have a league game at the weekend, so they filled it with a National League Cup fixture as well. So they also have some points on the board already, as Kamara looks as though he is the one to get Braintree underway in this second half here. And we'll pass back to Liam, who I believe there is a change for one of the sides.
Yeah, one change looking likely here to happen, and it is happening for Braintree. It is Elliot Thorpe off for the host, and the very exciting Fletcher Hubbard is coming on for Braintree, who will get things started.
Yeah, it looks as though Che Cooper's possibly going to be operating a little bit more from the left-hand side to fill the void that has been left by Thorpe there, and Hubbard going into a more central position behind Walker, the striker. Other than that, unchanged from both sides. How do you think Braintree and Leicester are going to approach this second half, Liam?
Well, much the same for Leicester. I think Braintree need to showcase what they were showing at the latter stages of the first half, where they were connecting well, showcasing the quality that they have, creating some opportunities. Leicester will look to emulate what they were doing in the first sort of half an hour in the first half, creating so many opportunities, bursting through the midfield. Fiskin on the right hand side, who we have a good view of now on our near side in the gantry this evening, was electric on the right hand side in the first half, so it'll be intriguing to see him again. Leicester, Braintree should I say, will look to just showcase what we've mentioned multiple times on this broadcast, the experience, and there's no man, well, Tommy Smith perhaps more experienced than this man on the ball now to take the free kick, Alan Judge, who showcased great quality. Braintree nearly scored with one of the final chances of the first half from this man's corner technique. Can he showcase some quality on his free kick? Judge puts the ball towards that back post. No problem for Donoghue in the goal this time. Just needed a few more runners at that back post area. The hosts, Braintree.
Yeah, I think he'll be a little bit frustrated with that. It was a good delivery in the end, a couple of runners at the back post, and I'm sure it would have been a goal scoring opportunity. So maybe they'll need to just rethink their strategy there, because the deliveries overall from Alan Judge have been on point tonight, and it is a danger for them. So something they're going to look to capitalise hopefully on.
And early looking for Popov, who's always serious threat in this attacking position. Now Briggs on the ball, looks to shoot, blocked in the end. Popov lays it off in a wide position. And Leicester, as we mentioned, wanted to start fast in this second half. They're 1-0 down here in Essex, showcasing some quality again here with this man Briggs again, who just burst through the midfield. Can't find Onanay in the end, and can Braintree get forward now with Kamara? They're going to win the throw on. and just a nice interchange between Omobolaji and Briggs in the early stages. We saw that quite consistently in the first half. So much pace and threat.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Briggs overall. He looked like he quietened down a little bit towards the end of the first half, but overall he has been the man that's tried to unlock this Braintree defence. It's been very direct, very good, tidy on the ball, willing to beat a man, so something to keep an eye on as Hubbard looks to get Che Cooper in there, but easily cut out there by the captain Gray. As the number 2 just on the ball here, Donnelly looking for his options, taking his time, finds his captain, and we start again with Donahue. Leicester just looking to keep the ball here, which they've done really well in the first half, apart from giving the ball away and being heavily punished by Che Cooper. I was really impressed with their passing. I don't see much change in this second half.
And it's a really exciting touch from Ali, who's going to have a shot here off the woodwork. Unclear whether it was the post or the crossbar, but what a strike from Ali. And it was nearly an unbelievable equaliser here, which would have, well, equalled an unbelievable strike from Che Cooper in that goal in the first half. Ali cut in, I believe he's a left-footed player, but it was a right-footed strike, and it nearly nestled in the top corner, but Braintree will look to punish that and won't get the opportunity to, as Keller is fouled.
Outstanding effort from the left back, Ali. He's had a tough time up against the Braintree right winger tonight, Kamara, but showcasing his attacking skills there, which was really good. Fiskin just manages to get in front of Frankie Terry here, but Babbage picks it up. A loose touch there. A little bit of a heavy collision going in there.
That was a strong challenge.
Strong challenge. Frankie Terry on the ball now, though. Again, under pressure from Fiskin. A little bit unlucky. Hubbard on the ball. No change out of the captain, who's been absolutely solid. A brick wall at the back there as Neil looks to just get in front of his man and win the free kick. Really good play there from the Leicester number 6, who again, other than the yellow card he picked up in the first half, has had a really good game in the centre of the park there with Onanay as well. They've got a real good partnership there.
Yeah, absolutely. So strong in that midfield. A really physical side, Leicester. It's actually really refreshing and exciting to see for a young side to showcase such physical capabilities. So much excitement for this academy as Fiskin now has the ball. And talking of excitement, this young man is certainly exciting. He puts the ball into the box, but it's headed away. Che Cooper now has the ball. The goal scorer this evening finds Walker, who looks to find Cooper again. And did that go off Walker? No. And it's going to be a Braintree throw taken by Terry.
Yeah, smart play from Walker just to win his side a throw under real pressure from the Leicester captain, really tight, marking his man. So good play all round from both sides as Alan Judge just drops in. Frankie Terry hooks long. The Leicester back line with Keller will just clear this up into Donahue. Walker just putting a little bit of pressure on. That's a dangerous pass. Hubbard in close attendance there, but some smart play again from the number 6, Tommy Neal.
Yeah, really composed, really composed, because Hubbard saw that opportunity to try and nick the ball in front of the number 6 and was very close to doing so, but just a composed pass back to his centre half, showcasing what is actually really almost an experienced player's pass at such a young age. As Francis Clark wins another duel in the air, and Leicester will just look to build again.
Hoping to see a little bit more of this half out of I've mispronounced that, Omobolaji. He was the only one in that front four who didn't really get into the game, so I'm sure he's hoping for a better second half here.
And Kamara's coming forward now, who is battling with Ali, and Popov nearly just got that ball there as the ball went back from Saeed Kamara. And Braintree really utilising Kamara in that wide position, almost a touchline winger. As Babbage picks up the ball and finds Kamara, looks to find Francis Clark, and it rebounds and actually hits the ice cream van and goes off for a Leicester throw, which will be, well, collected by Keller but not taken by number 5, and they're just forcing Leicester back in line with the ice cream van that took a battering from that clearance. Babic will challenge, but Francis Clark wins the header. Ali will just try and let this ball run, but he's going to be dispossessed here by Kamara. Sloppy from Ali. Kamara looks to find Walker, but Gray intercepts well. Finds Popov, but he can't find any support. Francis Clark being challenged by Briggs. Back to Langston. Across to Smith. Judge in a deep position to try and create something, but Smith finds his centre-back partner Langston, who looks to spread the ball out towards Frankie Terry. Again, you can hear the frustration from Langston. He knows he's misplaced that pass, and his hands up in the air straight away to apologise to Frankie Terry.
Yeah, some composed play between the two Braintree centre-halves. They're striking up a real partnership, which is going to be key for them for their National League survival. With such a good defensive record last year, they're going to need that again this year.
Brilliant turn from Monane, who finds Briggs. And Omar Balaji can't quite get on the ball in front of Francis Clark. He clears the ball away again, and Walker's in an offside position. And a lovely turn from Monane, who seems like such a strong and powerful midfielder. He'd be disappointed because he was the man that gave the ball away for Shea Cooper's goal. His only mistake in the entire game, and that is the harsh reality of professional football, playing against professional established players. They can just punish you in any moment when you make a mistake, but he has been quite fantastic on an A tonight, alongside of course Tommy Neal, who Michael has mentioned, someone he's had a watchful eye on as Hubbard finds Walker with a little bit of space, who launches the ball out towards Kamara, forces him into a wide position against Ali. Kamara tries to cut back in on that strong left foot of his, but it goes back to Francis Clark, and he delivers, but it's cleared by Logan Briggs. Back to Langston again. Will he deliver into the box? He will. Langston towards Walker. Walker, well blocked. Will it fall at his feet again here? No, Donnelly defends well, blocks well, and shields back to Donahue. Again, Walker in there, a poacher in the box.
Yeah.
And it was an opportunity, wasn't it, Michael?
Yeah, I think the early cross caught out the Leicester backline there, whipped in, dangerous just round the corner there, and Walker was switched on. But to be fair, the number 2, Ryan Donnelly at the back, done a really, really good defensive job, tucking in as Braintree win the ball high up here with Aidan Francis Clark. Kamara, is he going to get that? No, it runs out for a goal kick, but Braintree winning the ball really high there, stopping Leicester getting out and linking up their play. And Leicester have not quite had it their own way this second half, although the scoreline suggests Braintree have been on top. They haven't for large portions of this game, and this second half Braintree will be happy with the start they've made.
Yes, as Leicester utilising their tactics we saw in the first half, just looking very composed at playing out from the back, that midfield partnership, and it's a lovely bit of skill from the captain Gray, who looks to find Donnelly, but Babic clears up and cleans up, shall I say, for Braintree, and Langston again will look to try and find the ball over to the top, and it's going to find Lewis Walker here. Gray's got a job to do, but Walker's in an offside position again. Just runs a little bit too early, and the flag is up against the number 9, who will be disappointed in the sense that he's been caught offside on 2 occasions, because we know that if he gets in behind for the iron, it's most likely going to end up in the back of the net. Yeah,
I think Kevin Gray just got caught slightly out of position when he played that ball forward, and I think Gray spotted that and stepped into the gap, but unfortunately caught offside, as the referee has asked a free kick to be taken in a specific location. They're going to do exactly the same again here, Leicester. You can see why players get a little bit frustrated with that sometime, as Donahue here just taking his time, looking for his options, heads out to his centre half, Reece Keller. Back on the ball again, Keller. Leicester just getting a feel for the ball here, just trying to get a little bit of composure. It's been a tough start to the second half, maybe the physicality just taking over a little bit here against the youthful under-21 Leicester side here.
I think Braintree, in a sense, as we would expect them to do, have grown into the game after a shaky start. The goal obviously gives them massive confidence, but the experience is really showing right now, but not in that sense from Aidan Francis Clark, because Popov now has the ball, and Fiskin, who would like to get the better of Frankie Terry again. Fiskin cuts in. Can he shoot? He can. Well blocked by Langston. Brilliant defending from the captain, because that ball was heading towards the back of the net, or in terms of actually challenging in the back of the net, it was heading there. and a good opportunity once again for the right winger. Mason Terry would have been tested. And there's going to be substitutions
coming
now.
on, number 18. For number 11, number 18 is Lorenz Hutchinson.
Hutchinson.
For number 11, Alolulu
Hutchinson on for Omobalaji.
Coming on, Leicester City,
another substitution.
number 15, William Lawrence.
Lawrence
Number
on
9,
for
Christopher
Popov. So some substitutions made for Leicester's under-21s. Well, clearly the coach is looking to change the game here. Popov, who was a strong striking outlet for Leicester in the first half, is off. Maybe George Langston will breathe a sigh of relief now, but we don't know what challenge he now has to face with Lawrence and Hutchinson on for Leicester. Judge launches the ball forward, and there's just something to do here for Keller, but he heads the ball back to Donahue.
Yeah, not the worst choice there from Judge. Just getting his team up the pitch, under pressure. Some good work from Jay Cooper. Just puts them under the pressure that they have to go right back to their goalie. Allows Braintree to get their defensive line up here. As the number 15, Lawrence, who's just come on, wins his first header, his first effort in this game. There's a bit of hustle here with out to the dangerous, lively, tricky number 7, Fiskin, marched by an incredibly tough defender in Terry, the nephew of John Terry. Doing real good battle out there between the two of them, and I'm sure Fiskin will be very, very happy with his contribution to this Leicester team so far.
Been some exciting battles all around the pitch this evening in North Essex, and really exciting as Lawrence is unfortunate to give the ball away there, and Walker's had a really tough test tonight, and he hasn't quite got the better of this strong defensive partnership, including this man, Kevin Gray, finds Keller.
Yeah, really impressed with Kevin Gray. Not just his defending, his ball retention is really good. He's looking after it. He hasn't given many passes away tonight, and for a ball playing centre half, they are like gold dust this day.
He looks really composed on the ball, doesn't he? Really, really composed on the ball. It's quite something to watch. And when we're looking on the other side of the pitch, as they're in a defensive position now of experienced defenders. And here we go. Tommy Smith not happy that he was nudged over there by Hutchinson, who's just come on. He's not happy at all with the young man, and there was just a little bit of collision as Smith was shielding the ball off. Hutchinson barged
Braintree Town, coming on, number
Smith in the
17,
back. And we've got a substitution here. Jacob Pennington.
15, Tommy Smith.
Tommy Smith, who, well, his last contribution to the match is to shout at young Hutchinson, and he is now off for Jacob Pennington.
Yeah, I think he was unhappy with that challenge because it was so close to the hoardings there. We've seen some bad accidents and injuries in past seasons with people getting clattered into the hoardings, so I'm sure he was just a little bit agitated there that more of a serious incident could have occurred there. But as you said, just been replaced by Pennington, and he'll be
operating in that right back position,
right? Yeah, and Francis Clark just dropping in to left centre back, it looks like, next to the captain Langston. And next to Frankie Terry here as the Braintree goalie gets the game back underway.
But this is the exciting thing about this Braintree Town squad, isn't it? That they've really bulked up in terms of quality and quantity of all areas of the pitch, because they really struggled at the end of last season with their injury crisis. We can describe it as a lovely touch by Kamara, which gets the Braintree Town fans excited, and Pennington with the first chance of the game. Hubbard! Oh, what about that? Jacob Pennington's first moments of the game, and he sets up Fletcher Hubbard for his first goal in a competitive environment for Braintree Town. He was so exciting for Braintree on Saturday.
Fletcher Alexander Hubbard.
Fletcher Hubbard, great positioning and a wonderful finish, and it's a right kick in the teeth for this young Leicester side. They've been in the game in the last few moments, but Braintree have punished them, and what an impact, Michael, for Jacob Pennington.
Yeah, really good, really positive, really switched on, which sometimes when you come onto a game, especially with this intensity that Leicester have shown, you can often get caught napping, but for him, he has caught Leicester napping. Really, really good attacking play, broke through the centre, found his man, a great goal for Hubbard. It'll be good for him, for his confidence to get onto the score sheet, especially with such a brilliant performance at the weekend against a good Halifax side. But one man that we haven't really mentioned is Kamara out on the right. He's been really positive, and I'm sure after today's game he is definitely going to be knocking on the manager's door come the weekend.
Yeah, brilliant touch on that far side to set up the opportunity to lay off to Pennington, and Hubbard was in the perfect position. And Leicester will just need to keep doing as Hubbard looks to battle well with Donnelly. And a free kick is given to Braintree. Foul on Hubbard, and Cooper just plays it back to his goalkeeper Mason Terry. Langston now on the ball, and look at Pennington's position again on that attacking full-back position, so high up, but Francis Clark miscontrols that ball and is going to be challenged by Hutchinson, who does well to press the centre half, who just miscontrolled the ball there, unlike Francis Clark. But he'll be thankful it didn't end up breaking for Hutchinson. Frankie Terry launches towards Walker. Hubbard will challenge Gray, and Gray does well once again. Back to his goalkeeper. Hubbard is pressing, but it's going to go out towards Ali, but he's going to be pressed by Pennington, and Pennington will just see this ball out for Braintree throw. Bit more intensity with the substitutions, Michael, that Braintree bring. Hubbard and Pennington showcasing real intensity that's causing some problems for this Leicester side.
Yeah, clearly just wanted to keep hold of the game. 1-0, such a tricky score as Walker here looks to break through under real pressure from the Leicester backline. Loads of time on the ball though, not much in terms of closing down. Tried to find Frankie Terry, but didn't happen. But yeah, they've made massive impact, the subs, as you were alluding to earlier. Lots more squad depth and options, and the good thing about it now is Steve Pitt can know that people might be able to get a rest if they need to. He won't need to rely on the James Vennings, the Mirandas, the John Akindays, who last year he would have had to. So hopefully this will help alleviate things like injuries and suspensions in this competition. So it's good all round for Braintree.
Yeah, and as Michael mentioned, there has to be reiterated the struggles that this Braintree Town side struggled with in the latter stages of the 2024-25 National League season, so much so it nearly got them relegated. But here's Fletcher Hubbard, who had Lewis Walker in front of him, and Walker looked to point to the space. Hubbard played the ball, and Lewis Walker didn't make the run. Hubbard had his arms up in the air to say, why didn't you make the run? You pointed in that position. And in the end, a waste for Braintree, and Pennington will have some defensive duties now as Hutchinson is battling with Pennington, and Langston will just launch this ball forward towards Walker. Well headed away, but is Walker in? Who's going to be in an offside position? Are any of them? Because Kamara now has the ball. No flag so far. Saheed Kamara. Judge. Kamara. Can they deliver? Pennington. Can he deliver again? Jacob Pennington. Headed away by Lawrence. Judge. To Kamara. Up against Ali again. Kamara. Well defended by Ali.
And the Braintree fans will love that at the clubhouse, and wanting to beat his man one-on-one. As we said at the weekend when he come on, it's just about hyping up that crowd, getting them on side, and doing things like that is definitely going to go in his favour. As Alan Judge looks to walk across, take his time here, the set-piece man for tonight, as Braintree will look to maybe get a third here to put the icing on the cake.
Pennington has the ball and looks to deliver, and here is Kamara again. Can he deliver on that left foot? He can. Ball into the back post, headed away by Lawrence. Would it be cleared by Hutchinson? It will. Brilliant ball from Kamara again. Pennington wins his header. Leicester just looking to get the ball away as far as possible. Babbage was challenged by Fiskin, and it will fall in the midfield position for Leicester, but Pennington clears the ball away again. A brilliant ball once again by Kamara, and we'll just mention the excitement that the Braintree fans had when he was a trialist. He was labelled trialist A or trialist B in pre-season, and there was quite a buzz on social media as Fiskin looks to find Donnelly in behind Frankie Terry, but he defends well. But going back to that point, Kamara had a real buzz around the social media, the Braintree social media, before he was signed for this season. So what he's producing so far in this game, as Michael alluded to, will boost his case for a place in this National League squad, National League team that Braintree are going to be operating with this season. A starting spot potentially, we will see.
Fantastic pass out there from the captain again. Subs not quite having the impact for Leicester that the Braintree subs have, as Kamara looks to break through. Advantage played here. Keeps the ball, unlucky there. No foul given there. The advantage was played, and Leicester are looking to break out, but not too many options, not as much intensity in their play. And as just alluded to, the subs not quite having the impact as Fiskin makes the run inside. Frankie Terry's going to put him under pressure there, but that's going to roll harmlessly through to Frankie Terry, who picks up the ball here and get Braintree on the attack again.
And Terry is walking forward. He's got Shea Cooper and now Francis Clark. Cooper again. One in behind, beyond Gray from Lewis Walker. Will he get in front of the centre half? He will, but is this going to go off for a goal kick? Good hold up play by Walker. Strong battle between these two once again.
It's been a brilliant battle out there. Brilliant battle between them two.
Absolutely brilliant in the end from Gray. It's just going to go off for a throw-in, as we could hear from up here from the referee, but there is a problem for Gray, and there's a few substitutions now happening for Braintree.
Substitution for Braintree Town coming on, number 5, Manny Amori
coming on for
Walker.
Lewis Walker. So that's last impact for Lewis Walker this evening.
Substitution for Braintree
In the
Town
second
coming on, number
substitution,
19, Freddie Hockey.
Freddie Hockey on for what looks to be
Number
Alan
10,
Judge.
Alan Judge.
So Hockey and Amori on for Walker and Judge. And Manny Amori just operating in that defensive midfield position alongside Babic, which we saw Amori play in that position on Saturday. And a first competitive opportunity for Hockey.
Frankie Terry here with the throw. Amore coming in short, but Hubbard, great movement from him all the way back to Langston, the captain. Out to Pinnington here, just operating at right back. So influential in that second goal. No foul there. Oh, a little bit of indecisiveness, sorted out in the end by the Leicester back line. And their captain once more brings it out, striding through the pitch. Really good from the number 4, keeps the ball, has to go back close. Some really good play there from Braintree. High press has really worked there. Hockey with a little bit of pressure there onto Leicester back line, but not too much here as the substitution Lawrence gets on the ball and Leicester lose it again. Kamara breaking down the right, really positive. Pinnington on the overlap. Back to Amore in the centre of the midfield here. Really tight out there at the moment, but Kamara's holding off his man really well. For someone of his stature, he really uses his body well there. Aidan Francis Clark driving through all the way out to Frankie Terry as Leicester are preparing another substitution as Frankie Terry breaks down the left hand side. A brilliant cross into the middle. Kamara with a header, is looped over and just wide of the goalkeeper's right hand post. Brilliant cross from Terry and a really smart header there from Kamara. Unlucky not to go in, unlucky not to be 3-0 ahead here, Liam.
Well, we thought that there was going to be a third goal.
Replacing number 8, Toby Okonowu.
As Leicester making another set of substitutions. But just going back to that, it just looked from the position that we are standing in this evening, that ball was just going to loop into the back of the net for Saeed Kamara, but not meant to be.
Yeah, he definitely deserves a goal from his performance tonight. Really good, really positive and really dangerous. So he would love to get on the score sheet, I'm sure.
And it's just worth mentioning the substitution made by Leicester City. It's Toby Onanae off for number 16, Motsi. So Onane's evening is run as Hockey looks to try and receive this ball. Hockey! Well saved. Well saved. But Kamara now looking to create another opportunity. Briggs now has the ball. Can Leicester come forward? Can't control the ball in the end. It's Motsi who's just come on. He looked to break away. He couldn't control the ball. But the pressure is high from Briggs, who's been up for it all game. And a first opportunity really for Hockey in that striker position. Amori wins his first big challenge of the game, and Cooper will look to win this ball off Donnelly. But he's done enough, Shea Cooper, and Fletcher Hubbard has the ball, who cuts inside and is pulled back by Donnelly, who doesn't, well, the referee doesn't allow play to continue in an advantage sense. He blows his whistle, and now with Judge off the pitch, it will be intriguing to see who's going to take this free kick. The two understandable candidates in Shea Cooper and Fletcher Hubbard, two exciting attacking players, but it's Hubbard who's setting up the ball in the position of which maybe he will look to deliver the cross as Cooper walks away.
Yeah, Donnelly probably a bit fortunate not to go in the book there, a bit of a deliberate shirt pull.
And Hubbard now, can he deliver some quality? It's well towards the back post. Is it Amore at the back post? Is headed not by a Braintree player, it's headed by a Leicester City player. And it was given a corner by the referee, but the linesman has said, no, it's not a corner, it's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, unsure whether it was a goal kick or an offside, but either way it's gone to Leicester.
Looks like an offside position.
Looks like an offside position in the end, but I think it would have been a corner had it not been for the offside flag go up, as Keller here gets the game back underway. Not as much potency up front at the moment for Leicester. They're just struggling to keep the ball in them final thirds. The Braintree fans not happy with that decision. On the far side, we don't get the luxury of replays here, so we can only go with what we see in the moment. There's a little bit of scrappy here. Ball finds its way out to the lively Kamara, who cuts inside, in and out. Brilliant play from the man. Unlucky to give the ball away in the end. The first time we've seen a little bit of tired legs there from Kamara. He's putting a real shift tonight. As Amore goes all the way back to his goalie to restart the game here. Langston under real pressure here.
Look at the pressure on George Langston, and they've managed to get away, but is Briggs going to get this ball? Terry does well in the end, because it was a short back pass in the end. From a Braintree perspective, that's poor, but now there is a substitution. Marley Marshall Miranda coming on. Frankie Terry to come off for Marley Marshall Miranda. And it'll be intriguing to see how they switch up. Well, we can see it immediately. It looks like potentially Manny and Moore are going to be moving into the centre-back position. Aidan Francis-Clark, who's played right-back, centre-back, he now looks to be playing left-back. And Marley Marshall Miranda coming on into that midfield position, just to compose things, to win those battles in the midfield.
Yeah, remaining 15 minutes or so here, with a few minutes added on, I'm sure. A few more minutes in the tank for Miranda, who I'm sure has got it in him with his combative style of play, so I'm sure he would have been chomping at the bit to get on tonight. Regardless of the scoreline, I'm sure Steve would have been looking to rest a few players, but Miranda's been called as the ball goes out on the far side there. It's going to be a Leicester throw, and doesn't appear to be many more changes at the moment from the Leicester bench, so it looks at the moment as though this is the team that is just going to see out the next few minutes at least here.
It will be a Braintree throw, but I think it's just worth mentioning again, looking at the Braintree squad, how someone like Manny Amora, who came on in the midfield position, well, when they want to rest another defender, like they're now resting Frankie Terry, that Amore can just move into the centre-back position, and Francis Clark, so versatile, can play on both full-back positions. And as Babbage challenges in. Winnie, he's really grown into this game, shows some step overs and finds Shea Cooper. Shea Cooper, will he deliver early? He will towards Hockey. Well cleared away by Keller. Cooper looks to control the ball again. Challenged and flicked away by Donnelly. Francis Clark to Amore. Forward towards Cooper again, but it's mishit by Gray, and there's a sarcastic chant or shout from the Braintree Town fans to Gray, who has had a good game, but there is a problem here.
Yeah, first time that the Leicester team are just looking a little bit tired here. The physicality and the intensity of the game looks like it's just catching up with them a little bit. A few legs cramping up there, and this is where just the experienced heads and the knowledge of the game at this level really does show and does tell. This is all a great learning curve for the Leicester youngsters here, and I'm sure even though they look like they're going to be travelling the miles back to Leicester, they would have come out of this quite happy. As Briggs looks to play through here. Hutchinson one-on-one with a goalie. Brilliant save. Hutchinson squares it. Can't find his man. Out to the number 16, and it is sliced well wide there from...
It was Motzi. It fell on the edge of the box for the young winger. And it was a good opportunity, and it was brilliant play from Hutchinson, who has looked lively in the press since coming on for Leicester. And that was a really good opportunity for the young striker, but Mason Terry, who had some question marks over him coming into this game, despite saving a penalty on his debut, has really showcased some strong saves tonight, not looked nervy at all in any sense of his game, and was forced into action there once again and made the save. But once again, good to see this exciting Leicester team coming forward despite the physical struggles, and of course being 2-0 down here this evening, have something to be mightily impressed by their coach.
Yeah, they'll take a lot of heart out of this attack though. A few changes to the Braintree backline and midfield. They might sense an opportunity, and that was the first time that Braintree have really looked a bit leggy themselves. The captain George Langston under real pressure, giving the ball away there. So they'll still think there's something in this for them. There's still around quarter of an hour of the game left, and I'm sure they're going to be thinking, can we just get the next goal? Can we grab something? And then who knows what can happen. A lot can happen in this next 15 minutes or so, as Leicester just keeping the ball a little bit better in the last few minutes. It has been a half for Braintree in predominantly, as the lively Kamara goes forward. No free kick there, and it is going to be a Braintree throw with Pinnerton. Kamara just lifting himself up here. He's put a hell of a shift in on that right wing. Maybe it's just showing in his legs for his first start for the club, as Pinnerton's just looking for a few options, not in any rush. Finds Miranda, that's the new man on the pitch, just introduced. It's going to be another Braintree throw. Get the game going a little bit quicker there, Braintree. They're not going to want to let this game lull too much here, because 2-0 is not a comfortable scoreline, and they're not going to want to let this slip, as Francis Clark here down the left-hand side now cuts it back to Shea Cooper, and that looks like it's gone out for a throw on deep into the Leicester half, just down by the corner flag to the left of us here, as Leicester look like they are ready in a couple of changes. Not quite ready at this moment, so Braintree might get the chance to take this throw on. The fourth official just getting his board ready as Hubbard picks up the ball here. Babbage on the ball, showing some lovely feet, dribbling inside, some tight footwork there. Shea Cooper. Francis Clark delivers into the box. Can he find a yard here? Kamara tries to get his shot off. Good defending from the Leicester backline. They are staying strong here. They are staying in this game, as Pinnerton down the right has been lively since he come on. Of course, created that second goal. The ball hooked into the box. Francis Clark jumps highest, and that falls out for a goal kick. And it looks as though Leicester are about to make their next two substitutions. Coming on number 17.
Replacing number 5, Reece Keeler.
Reece Keeler is the man coming off there. We're just
Booth that's coming on.
Booth, the number 17, coming on there. We're just confirming the numbers with the fourth official over on the
Substitution
far
for
side
Leicester
there.
City coming on, number 12.
The next sub,
Alpha
Diallo, the number 12
7,
coming on
Alfie
and is
Fiskin.
replacing Alfie Fiskin, who's been really lively. Not so much this second half, but in the first half was probably the best player on the pitch, and likely if Leicester were going to get on the score sheet it would have come from him. But two more changes, and Leicester just hoping they can give this one final push to try and get back into this.
Just to get more minutes in the legs for these young players who have most likely gained a lot of experience tonight, and it's brilliant to see as Manny Amore has pressure on him from Briggs but turns away well and once again showcases good footwork and looks to find Shea Cooper, but that ball is going to bounce quite viciously to the number 11 and he can't control in the end. And Neil's trying to run through Marley Marshall-Miranda, who it's worth mentioning for viewers who may not be familiar with Braintree. Marley Marshall-Miranda picked up 15 yellow cards in the National League last season, was suspended for the last few games of Braintree's season last season for disciplinary issues. He also picked up a red card to add to that. So he loves a good strong challenge. Maybe not always a clean challenge.
And I believe that may be just in the league, so we're not including any cup competitions there, so that could have been even more. So it's a pretty big tally there that he'll probably be looking to try and curb, because he's going to want to be available as much as possible. So much competition in the team, he's not going to want to give his place away, and he has a really good understanding with Venin, so I'm sure he's going to want to try and stay on the pitch a little bit more this season.
And it would be silly, wouldn't it, to be missing games through your own silly decisions, you know. And that is the case of Marley Marshall-Miranda in the last few games of last season. Disciplinary issues. 15 yellow cards is not something you do by accident, and maybe a few of them may have been harsh yellow cards, but he's ended up missing what was in the end a really tough run-in for Braintree last season. And I'm sure Steve Pitt, his manager, has said, well, just calm things down as he slides into a challenge there and actually ends up doing good work for his side as Kamara finds the man we've been talking about, Marley Marshall-Miranda, who has Pinnington out on that far side. Once again, Jacob Pinnington, when he drive it into the box, he'll win a corner at the clubhouse end for Braintree. And who will be over to take the corner? It looks like Hubbard is walking over to take it.
Yeah, not in any rush now as the game just ticks on here, the final 10 minutes or so. Short corner is on. I don't know if Braintree are going to take that option with the big men up in the box, Amore and Langston in particular, as the ball's floated in. And it's a free header in the end for Francis Clark, and probably should have done better there. Headed well wide in the end. A good delivery there from Hubbard, but I'm sure Francis Clark will feel he probably should have done a little bit better there.
It normally does, and this attacking aerial duel so accurate normally. Massive threat for Braintree from the corners, which they've utilised tonight, and they'll look to utilise this season the physical capabilities they have, especially in that back line, with the options that they're showcasing on the pitch. But those who have departed the pitch this evening, Smith and Langston on corners in the attacking sense and of course in the defensive sense, are so difficult to deal with. And that doesn't even, we are not even mentioning the fact that John Akinde hasn't featured at all, as there's some nice feet from Babic, who we spoke about in the first half potentially struggling with a little bit of sharpness, but he's really grown into this game. But that ball from Hubbard wasn't great back into Babic, and Lawrence now finds Donnelly and has a late run in the channel from Briggs, but the flag is not up and Leicester can come forward now once again. Diallo finding Motzi. Ali finds Lawrence, and the pass is not great from the number 15, and Francis Clark will sweep things up for Braintree, but he's been dispossessed here, and Leicester will come forward again with Briggs, but he lets it run to Motzi. Motzi, can he cut in? He can. Motzi, well blocked by Pinnington. Donnelly again, quick feet from the number 16 there on that far side, but his shot is blocked. Leicester still pushing forward. Diallo.
Yeah, well camped in the Braintree half here. They've just got to ride out this storm, Braintree, and not allow Leicester back in. As that pass is over here. A good spell of possession there for Leicester, and a brilliant block in the end from Pinnington, I believe it was. A few dangerous moments there they just can't take advantage for. Those of you that are interested in seeing Braintree again, they are on National League TV away at Hartlepool on Saturday for a 3 o'clock kickoff, so tune in 2 days and there if you would like to see these again, and they will try and make it 3 wins out of 3 for the season, as they currently sit top of the National League, and I'm sure they would like to keep that place come 5 o'clock on Saturday evening. But a tricky trip away to Hartlepool for them, as Pinnington drives forward here down the right. Not much options in the middle apart from Hockey. Few more players working their way in now. The ball back to Miranda, who we've discussed quite heavily since he's come on, but Braintree do win the throw on around halfway, and Langston, who normally takes the long throws, he's not going to, with a multi-ball system now in play. Pinnington crosses all the way across, defended really well in the end by Leicester. They managed to hook it clear. Aidan Francis Clark with plenty of time on the ball. Leicester just struggling to get out a little bit at the moment as Amore keeps the ball, and he looks for a big diagonal switch all the way out to Pinnington, who's had a really lively second half here since his introduction. Looks to beat his man, does. No foul given there, but the Leicester man looks down, he looks hurt. All the way out, Pinnington again. Can he find a cross? Nothing there. Miranda looks to hit it, well blocked again. The ball has finally gone out, and I think the Leicester man will be able to get some treatment after what was a strong challenge between him and Pinnington. I don't think there was any foul there, but definitely a heavy collision there.
Yeah, a heavy collision, and maybe something to consider. One last, well, maybe no need for one last substitution for Leicester, as it looks like Jacob Pinnington over there for the throw, as Sahi Kamara is alongside him. It's worth mentioning, Michael mentioned when Braintree are next playing, Leicester under-21s will be at their home ground where they play their under-21 matches against Liverpool on the 18th for their first game in the Premier League 2. So they will be in action very soon as well, and a good first test for them this season. But not an easy task against Liverpool's academy, but this is now a good opportunity for Leicester. Briggs now has the ball off Lawrence. Briggs, well saved by Terry. Will Lawrence win the header? He will, but Amore clears. And was it Babic that lost the ball in the midfield that opened that opportunity for Leicester? But Briggs couldn't find the back of the net. Terry once again, strong hand, and there's 4 added minutes here. Hubbard has the ball out to Kamara.
Yeah, it just looks as Babic his legs are just starting to give up. It looks like he's going to get a full 90 here tonight for his first start, so I'm sure it will benefit him in the long run, but at the moment he's probably in a little bit of pain as Kamara looks to come forward, just tiptoeing his way forward, not in any rush here as we're in the last 4 minutes of the game here, and Braintree just looking to see out this with Pinnington and Kamara down the right hand side, supported there by Hubbard, but Kamara just keeping the ball really well. He's had a really good game out there, really composed, and goal kick in the end to Leicester there, but Babic down. Doesn't look as though any subs are being called on at the moment, just as the physio is coming on here. I'm just going to throw to you in a couple of minutes, Liam. I picked man of the match on Saturday. I'll give you a moment or two to have a little think about your man of the match tonight. Both teams have been brilliant though tonight. Really impressed by Leicester, especially in the first half. Had a really good game, passed the ball really well. Were definitely unlucky not to be leading in the game, let alone be 1-0 down at half time. But Braintree have shown their experience, shown their class this second half. But I think Leicester will take a lot of heart away from this game as they get their Premier League 2 calendar underway next week. But it's been a really good game, really a thrilling game, and I think Braintree probably just about deserved the victory in the end. Just Have you had a chance, Liam? Yeah, he's had a chance. He's had a think. I'm sure it was a tough decision. Liam, who is your National League Cup man of the match tonight?
Well, despite the goals that we've seen this evening, I'm actually going to give it to the man in goal for Braintree, Mason Terry, who had... We're talking about having a really difficult first game, competitive game for Braintree, and he's made some really big saves tonight. And I think if you re-watch the game, you'll realise how important he's actually been, because it's not just the saves in the second half, it's the ones in the first half, of which Leicester were massively on top, and he was forced to make big saves, and he's done fantastic tonight. I've been really impressed with him. Shay Cooper, of course, has to have a mention for that wonderful goal. But also we have to look at some of the Leicester players. Fiskin, in that first half, if he had carried on what he was doing in the first half and the second half, he would have been in massive contention. But of course his side is looking like they're going towards defeat tonight, and maybe that is because of the quality of Mason Terry. I believe that to be the case. So he is the man of the match for me this evening. But it's been a really exciting match of National League Cup action, a perfect way to start off the match week in Group B, and a really good start to the season for Braintree. But they still have work to do here, as the ball is going to be crossed in towards Motzi, but it finds Lawrence on the edge of the box. Motzi now with a shot that is over the crossbar, and look at Langston and Terry there just high-fiving, just showcasing how important the clean sheet is for that back line, and especially for someone like Steve Pitt, who I know takes massive pride in these stats. He loves his team scoring goals, but he loves his team also stopping them from going in the back of the net. And they've really showcased, they've really had to ride the storm tonight, because it's not been an easy task for them. This Leicester side has been exciting in many aspects of the game, but they've dealt with it in the end. And Kamara looks to flick away and run in behind, but he's just crowded out here. But there's a confusion at the back between the goalkeeper and Donnelly, but Donnelly does well to get away, and Shay Cooper showcases his strength and then nutmegs the young defender, and showcasing a bit of flair that we know he has. Will be looking at himself thinking, I should be in the starting lineup for Braintree's next fixture, and I'm sure Steve Pitt will be thinking the same way. But it's not going to be easy, because Thorpe's had good moments tonight. Hubbard scored, he's done well. Walker is always a threat, and we know how important John Akinde is to this Braintree Town team. So Shay Cooper, he's had a good moment tonight. Will it be enough to see him in the starting lineup for Braintree's next game? But he can be extremely happy with how he's played.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more people like Kamara and Shay Cooper could have done tonight. Brilliant performances. A brilliant cracking goal obviously from Cooper in the first half to get the game really underway there. As that ball has gone out for a corner to Braintree here with just moments left. They look like they're going to keep it in the corner here. I think Leicester know the game is done here, but a brilliant game on a lovely summer's evening down here in North Essex. Looks as though the game is going to go Braintree's way, but I've been impressed with Leicester overall, and I think they'll cause a lot of problems in this National League Cup and a lot of problems in the Premier League too as well.
Absolutely. And this corner will be taken, and I think this showcases actually whether we were concerned whether Braintree would be taking this game seriously. They're holding it in the corner, and they've held it in the corner to the point that the referee has blown the full-time whistle. Well, what a start for Braintree this season. What a start for the Iron in the National League Cup. They'll be looking to replicate the run and go one further than they did last season in this competition. It's a really strong win in the end. Leicester will go back to Leicester with pride in their performance, but it wasn't enough tonight. It's finished here at the Rare Breed Meatco Stadium. Braintree Town 2, Leicester City's under-21s 0.
At 3 p.m. Again, thank you for your support and have a safe journey home.
Be done.
I'll take these
Yeah.
Because they could be excellent the rest of the time, but that's how we're going to judge them, isn't it?
The thing is, if the centre half's got the stuff, then you should be providing this, but here we go, we use it. We don't. We're not doing that. We're not opinion. It's a reflection on them. Right, let's get away a bit further. Right, see you in the see you. I'll see you when I see you.
I'll be interested to hear how that goes.
Yeah.
Next to the 23rd, isn't it?
Yeah, Braintree all the way next week.
Oh, they're away.
Next home game, 23rd.
Following Saturday.
Who they got?
Yeovil.
Next time you home,
I'll drop you a message, so I'll let you know how it's gone.
Next time.